Hey y'all, welcome back to Gardening Glory. Can you believe it's springtime already? I feel like we were just decorating for Christmas. Spring is just the best time of year. Everything feels fresh and new, and there's nothing quite like that feeling of digging in the dirt and planting something beautiful. Whether you're a seasoned gardener with a green thumb or you're just starting out and feeling a little intimidated, I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to walk through some of my favorite plants for spring. We'll talk flowers, of course, because who doesn't love a garden bursting with color? But we'll also cover some delicious vegetables and herbs that you can enjoy right from your own backyard. Get ready to transform your garden into a little slice of paradise. I can't wait to share these tips with y'all and see what you create. Let's start with a classic tulips. These flowers are synonymous with spring and bring a burst of color to any garden. These beauties just scream spring to me. Their vibrant hues and elegant shapes make them a favorite among gardeners and flower enthusiasts alike. They come in every color you can imagine, from bright reds and yellows to soft pinks and purples. Each color can evoke a different mood and add a unique touch to your garden. You can mix and match to create your own unique color palette, or plant a whole bed of one color for a really dramatic look. The possibilities are endless when it comes to designing with tulips. Now here's the thing about tulips. You're going to want to get those bulbs in the ground in the fall. This timing is crucial for their development. I know, it seems counterintuitive to plant something in fall that blooms in spring, but this is how tulips work best. But trust me on this one. Tulips need that cold period over the winter to really thrive. The cold helps them develop strong roots and prepare for their spring show. When you're picking out your bulbs, look for ones that are firm and plump, with no signs of mold or damage. Healthy bulbs are key to beautiful blooms. And when it's time to plant, make sure you choose a spot that gets plenty of sunshine. Tulips are sun worshippers. They need at least 6 hours of sunlight a day to flourish. They also need soil that drains well. Good drainage prevents the bulbs from rotting and ensures they get the right amount of moisture. No one likes soggy feet, especially not tulips. Proper soil conditions are essential for their health. Once they're in the ground, just water them in well and then let nature do its thing. Regular watering helps them establish roots before winter sets in. Come springtime, you'll be rewarded with those gorgeous blooms. Your patience and care will pay off with a stunning display of tulips that will brighten up your garden. If you're looking for a flower that's as cheerful as a sunny spring day, look no further than the daffodil. These bright yellow blooms are like little rays of sunshine in your garden. And the best part is, they're super low maintenance. Talk about a win-win. Daffodils are pretty forgiving when it comes to soil, but like tulips, they prefer it well drained. And just like tulips, you're going to want to plant these beauties in the fall. They need that cold snap to really strut their stuff come springtime. Now here's a little tip for planting daffodils. Don't be afraid to plant them in groups. They look so much more impactful when they're clustered together. Imagine a whole hillside covered in daffodils. Pure magic. Let's talk about pansies and violas for a minute, shall we? These charming little flowers are often overlooked, but they truly deserve a spot in every garden. These little darlings are some of the toughest plants around. Despite their delicate appearance, they are incredibly resilient. They actually prefer cooler temperatures, which is why they're a great choice for early spring. When most other plants are still waking up, pansies and violas are already putting on a show. They don't mind a little frost, which is good news for those of us who live in places where winter likes to hang on a little longer than we'd like. Their ability to withstand cold snaps makes them perfect for unpredictable weather. And speaking of variety, pansies and violas come in practically every color of the rainbow. This means you can mix and match to create stunning displays. You can find them in deep purples and blues, sunny yellows and oranges, and even delicate pastels. The color options are nearly endless, allowing for endless creativity in your garden design. I love planting them in containers on my porch so I can enjoy their cheery little faces all season long. They brighten up any space, whether it's a small balcony or a large garden. One little tip for keeping your pansies and violas happy and blooming: deadhead them regularly. This simple task can make a big difference in their overall appearance and health. That just means pinching off the spent blooms. It helps the plant conserve energy and focus on producing new flowers. It might seem counterintuitive, but trust me, it encourages the plant to produce even more flowers. With a little care, your pansies and violas will reward you with a vibrant display all season long. once they're established. So, choose their spot wisely. But once you've found the perfect spot for them, they'll reward you with years of gorgeous blooms. Is there anything more delightful than the scent of lilacs in the spring? I swear, it just takes me right back to my childhood. We had a big lilac bush in our backyard growing up, and every spring, the air would be filled with its sweet, intoxicating fragrance. Lilacs are relatively low-maintenance plants, but they do benefit from a little bit of pruning. Once they're done blooming, give them a little trim to keep them looking their best. And if you want to encourage more blooms next year, make sure you remove any faded flower heads. Lilacs come in a variety of colors, from the classic purple to white, pink, and even yellow. They look stunning in a garden setting, but they also make beautiful cut flowers. Just imagine a vase full of fragrant lilacs on your kitchen table. Alright y'all, let's switch gears for a minute and talk about some veggies. Spring is a great time to start planting your salad greens, and lettuce and spinach are two of my favorites. There's nothing quite like fresh, homegrown salad. Both lettuce and spinach prefer cooler temperatures, which is why they do so well in the spring. They also don't take up a lot of space, so you can easily grow them in containers if you don't have a lot of room. One of the best things about lettuce and spinach is that they're cut and come again crops. That means you can harvest the outer leaves and let the plant continue to grow. You'll have fresh salad greens all spring long. Y'all know I love my veggies, and carrots are another one of my favorites to plant in the spring. They're so versatile. You can eat them raw, roasted, juiced. The possibilities are endless. When it comes to planting carrots, the key is to sow the seeds directly into the ground. Carrots don't like to be transplanted, so it's best to just start them right where you want them to grow. Choose a spot in your garden that gets plenty of sunshine and has loose, well-drained soil. One thing to keep in mind with carrots is that they need consistent moisture. So, make sure you water them regularly, especially during dry spells. And don't be afraid to thin them out if they start to get crowded. Peas are another cool season crop that thrives in the spring. They're a little bit more work than some of the other veggies we've talked about because they need something to climb on. But trust me, they're worth the effort. When it comes to planting peas, you can either sow the seeds directly into the ground or start them indoors a few weeks before your last frost date. Once they're a few inches tall, you'll need to provide them with some kind of support. You can use a trellis, a fence, or even just some sticks. One of the best things about peas is that they're a natural nitrogen fixer. That means they actually help to improve the soil as they grow. How cool is that? Y'all, I'm a firm believer that every garden needs some fresh herbs. And basil and cilantro are two of my absolute favorites. They're both super easy to grow, and they add so much flavor to your cooking. Basil is a sun worshiper, so make sure you plant it in a spot that gets at least 6 hours of direct sunlight a day. Cilantro, on the other hand, can tolerate a little bit of shade. Both herbs prefer well-drained soil. One of the best ways to keep your basil and cilantro producing all season long is to regularly pinch off the leaves. This encourages the plant to grow bushier and prevents it from bolting, which is when it goes to seed. Alright y'all, we've covered a lot of ground today. But before we wrap things up, I wanted to share a few more tips for successful spring gardening. 1. Start with healthy soil. Healthy soil equals healthy plants. It's the foundation of a thriving garden. Before you plant anything, take some time to amend your soil with compost or other organic matter. This will provide essential nutrients and improve soil structure. 2. Water wisely. The best time to water your plants is early in the morning before the sun gets too hot. This ensures that the water reaches the roots before it evaporates. This helps to prevent evaporation and minimizes the risk of fungal diseases. 3. Mulch, mulch, mulch. A layer of mulch around your plants helps to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. It's a simple step that makes a big difference. Plus, it just looks nice. 4. Keep it tidy. Removing dead flowers and trimming back overgrown plants encourages new growth and helps to keep your garden looking its best. A tidy garden is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also healthier. 5. Be on the lookout for pests. Aphids, slugs, and other pests love to munch on tender spring growth. Regularly inspect your plants for any signs of trouble. There are a number of natural repellents you can use to keep them at bay, like neem oil and diatomaceous earth. These methods are effective and environmentally friendly. And there you have it. With these flowers, veggies, and essential gardening tips, your garden will be bursting with color and life this spring. What are you planting this season? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a gardening tip from Gardening Glory. Happy gardening, and see you in the next video.